Okay, welcome to Bushwick. You can see that the graffiti on this building is quite topical. But also keep in mind, you know, there are very subtle abstractions, like on the gates in front of you here. Maybe it's a forest, maybe it's just a pattern of marks. The Bushwick Collective, it is kind of a game changer in the graffiti world. They actually ask permission from the owners to, and they allow the owners a selection, present the owners with a portfolio of graffiti artists to do a piece on their building, and then the work is protected from the taggers, who will come and, you know, write their names, scrawl their names over other sections of unmaintained wall surface. If it gets tagged, they'll come back and maintain the work, paint over the tag, and restore the work.
My understanding is that when he first started it, the guy who started the Bushwick Collective, one of his initial rules was that he wouldn't let traditional graffiti artists write on the walls. They had to be more kind of a traditional art, and that he's actually relaxed that recently because he got a lot of criticism for it.
So it is a kind of a different kind of graffiti. Graffiti traditionally has been your name writ large in giant, bubbly, wild style letters that intertwine with each other and respond to the arc of the hand and the arm. In this case, there's plenty of lettering, but they're seen as traditional works of art on brick. But do notice the reason why you get graffiti in industrial areas. There's plenty of blank walls to use that are a perfect canvas for your local artist.
One of the selling points that some of the artists apparently use when they talk to these building owners is they tell them, listen, you got to paint your building anyway, right? Because it's going to be falling apart. It's going to be falling apart. It's going to be flaking off. If you let me take it over, I'll keep it up for you. Right. So it becomes a win-win-win.
Right. There is some nice wild style lettering on the hoarding on the inside here, but it's mostly just to get a nice sunset view of our fair city. This is the New York and Atlantic railway tracks. They actually get trains through here on the hour, 3 or 4 of them every night. 11 o'clock, midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock trains. I love this kind of architecture. For some, you know, this is like, I love this kind of area. Yeah.
Unexpected.
This is the Onderdonk House, an old Dutch farmhouse, the oldest masonry farmhouse in the city, still standing. You can see that it's a gambrel roofed barn shape, and that's because the second floor was in fact a hayloft. Some graffiti is actually commissioned. I actually saw this one going up, and it was commissioned for a photo shoot. In the middle of the night, they got big bright lights out, and there was a beautiful couple of women standing here in very with spiky hair and everything, and they were being photographed in front of this image. This is actually a factory. Okay, in the back there's a machine that makes tortillas. Very fresh. About 10 years ago, they took one of the loading doors and turned it into a little canteen with a grill. And here you can get the real deal.